Let us understand various factors which which affects the supply of goods. So this is basically part 1 of the video which covers all the factors. Given that there are more than 5 of such factors, I'm covering them in 2 parts. So in this particular video, we will cover about price of the commodity itself and price of related commodities. Now, when we say about price of the commodity itself, we've already seen in some of the earlier lectures about the law of supply, which says that there are two variables here, price and the supply, right? The law of supply says that as the price of the commodity increases, the supply also increases, other factors remaining the same, right? Similarly, other factors remaining the same, if the price of the commodity decreases, then the supply of commodity also decreases. So I'm not getting into more detail about this particular aspect because this is what we've discussed in detail in the video relating to laws of supply. You can refer it to the website or the YouTube channel as the case may be. Let's talk about price of related commodity. So let's take two goods. Let's say Z and M, right? And let's talk about how the supply of Z is affected. How is supply of Z affected? Okay, if M is a related commodity. Okay, now related commodity is basically, if I were to just talk about this term first, a related commodity is something which is kind of a substitute, okay, or common with one of the goods. So let's say in case of substitute we say tea and coffee, okay, or we can say, let's say, juices and soft drinks, right? So how do the supply of tea affects when there is any change in coffee? So let's take the example of a substitute commodity, right? Now what happens is that insofar as Z is concerned, let's say Z is tea and this is coffee. M represents coffee. So let's say if the price of M increase in price, okay, so price of M increases, how is this going to affect the supply of Z? Now we are talking about supply side, so what we are concerned about is the producer or the seller of goods, right? Now in economics you must have understood that the factors of production, namely labor, machine, etc., are limited, right? So we have limited means of production or the factors of production. What is the end objective of the producer or the seller? The end objective of the producer or the seller is to maximize profit. Okay, so if there's an increase in the price of coffee and the consumer is also buying it, I mean, when I say increase in price, I mean the increase which is also acceptable to the consumer. Then that is going to increase the profit of the producer. So if a producer is manufacturing coffee, the profit that he will make is going to be more vis-a-vis tea if the price of coffee increase. So immediately what he will do is he will cut down on production stroke supply of Z, which is tea. So basically an increase in price of a related commodity results in reduction, cut down on supply of commodity itself. Right? Just to summarize, price of commodity, any increase in the price of the commodity results in increase in the supply. Any decrease results in decrease in the supply, other factors remaining the same. If the price of the related commodity increases, the producer would want to produce more of this and therefore reduce the production and consequently the supply of the commodity itself.